world to. It's war, and like I've said, it's just basically a Resident Evil zombie land is what they're trying to. That's an extreme way to describe it. That's what they love. That's why, and we can feel that in ourselves as well. There's so many people obsessed with these zombie movies. I mean, they're boring, and they're not. Some of them are not artistic, and so why do people like them so much? Well, there's so many people that do, and you have to ask yourself, why do people like them so much? I think it's because it's that pang of how we're being engineered to have the dark ecstasy as well. There's a little bit of there's in the back of our mind, we might have hints of this, and that's why we're obsessed with all this stuff, like zombie movies. I mean, they're boring. Why would we care about it? Why are they so popular? It's basically an underworldly art project that we are lured into.
Wow. Yep. We got a break coming up, an extended break. When we get back, I'm going to have 5 minutes with Karen of Tax Free 15. So hold on. As most of you know by now, I'm a solutions-oriented person. I don't want to just talk about the problems. I want to solve them. I want to overcome the issue that we find ourselves in, and that's the New World Order and the control. And one of the best solutions it's our friend Karen, and she's on the line now. Karen, how are you doing? I know you are busy.
I am, Big John. I've been real busy, but the word is getting out, and I am so grateful because one of the people who I have thought so much of and has done so much for so many years, David Icke, has posted on his website an article where we actually made the headlines, and this is through the efforts of a woman in Europe who has her own blog. And she's been contacting me, and she took a lot from the website and reworked it. And so now on David Icke's site is a call for civil disobedience, a worldwide strike by the oppressed. They've got a big picture of Gandhi there. It says disobey. And she's got an article, and it's just starting to come together. I've also recognized that we've had over 1 million hits on the website, and things are really, really starting to move forward. So TaxFree15.com also has a brand new look. I don't know if you've been there. We're encouraging folks to send in family-style YouTubes because we want this to appeal to everyone, and we'll post them. And I've got the article up there, or the link up there also for my interview with Alex last Monday.
Yes. Yeah, that was terrific. You were on for a couple segments, actually.
Yeah, well, it was just a little bit of time, but it was enough to get the word out, and I was grateful that Alex is supportive and very surprised to hear him say that he's going to take that time off to be with his family and teach them about being patriotic and just enjoy the time, which is also a goal. So I've been lining up just as many interviews as possible and doing what I can to get the word out.
Yeah, it's just taken off, and it's not a moment too soon. But you know, it's kind of like it's when you have to pull like a locomotive. You know, at first you put out all that energy, and it doesn't seem like anything's happening. But as long as you don't quit and you keep on tugging, eventually that locomotive will start to move. And once you've got it moving, you just go after it, and you get energized, and you keep plugging away, and then you get it moving really well to where actually you can hardly, it doesn't take much at all. It just has its own energy force that will carry it, and that's where you're getting now. David Icke, he's got a huge following all over the world, and I did go over to his site, and I saw that Gandhi link. That's magnificent, and him taking it on. I mean, folks, we're not just talking about he put up a little banner for Karen. He took the whole issue, and he's promoting it. Gosh, I'm just so proud of what you've been able to do, and I think it's just the beginning, actually, Karen. I think you're going to change the world. I told you that a long time ago, but it's exciting.
Well, thank you. You know, John, it won't be me changing the world. If this changes the world, it'll be us. Because my job is only that I've remembered, and I've remembered because I've been reminded by David Icke and by Max Egan and by you and by a lot of good people who for years have been hammering it into my head that we don't have to put up with this and that we are powerful. And when we agree that that divine essence that gave everything life runs through all of us and we've all been manipulated, we can come together. And so now this is global. At least it's sure started, and I was contacted by someone in China. Also, Evelyn, this really very sweet lady, actually took flyers with her and passed them out right before she had her gallbladder operation. That's dedication.
Wow. Yeah, it is. Hey, everybody, it is taxfree15.com. It is a new look. It looks wonderful, Karen, by the way. And, folks, what you need to do is you guys are always emailing each other, you know, your friends and family. And some of you, you know, you send out tons of information on the news and stuff. You need to attach this link to every doggone email you send and then talk about it. Mention it to people that you work with and your neighbors and all that. You'll be very surprised how readily they're interested in this. This is the right time, and it's definitely the right place. We are in a sad state, folks.
And I'm fortunate enough tomorrow, too, to be in, I think it's WGSO.com, and it's a station out of New Orleans, which is also an AM radio station, and I'll be on right after Brigitte Jonsdottir from Iceland, a member of the Icelandic Parliament who's been instrumental in helping her people stand up and vote 93% no against paying banker debt. So I'm hoping to be able to say hello. I've been in contact on Skype for a bit, but she's a busy woman.
Wow, I bet she is. She's doing good work over there, getting them all riled up. Hey, thanks for coming on to the show for a few minutes, Karen, and we'll talk again. Keep in contact.
Thank you very much, John, and thank you, Jeffrey Grupp. You're doing a great job, and if you want a guest, let me know.
Hey, okay, I'll remember that.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
Bye.
Yeah, she's fantastic, and we've been friends for a couple of years now, and she radiates so much energy, and she told me early on, she goes, "What can I do?" And I want to do something, and then this just came to her. And I believe it was the Creator. You know, the consciousness just spoke to her and gave it to her. Didn't give it to anybody else. Gave it to her, and she's carrying it on, and it's fantastic. Hey, let's see. Oh, you know, we were talking about the Matrix and all.
Yeah.
And I insta-messaged you.
Yeah,
and
sure did.
You were asking me, so is this for something that I'm going to show you when you come up to visit from, you know, from where you are to my home state, Kansas here, and or is it for our book, or is it a topic for this hour? It's definitely for when you come up and for the book, but I guess I'll share it now, folks. I'm going to risk a lot doing this. I've had in my possession. It's something that the great consciousness gave me eyes to see. Something that is so magnificent that it just. I actually sat in my cabin for probably 3 days, at least 2 days, just dumbfounded. And I couldn't wrap my mind around it because, well, I kind of could, and it bothered me so much. And it was visual evidence of a matrix, that we're in a matrix. And I always wanted to put it in a book, but I have just had the sense that the time was not right. And now that we're coming to the end of things, and I think the beginning of things. We're going to start this whole world thing over again after we get rid of the Illuminati. Yeah, folks, I've got something. I've shared it with a couple of people. I think they didn't grasp it. I really was studying them more than I was trying